Imagine reaching the age of 80 and still feeling the vigor of your 40s, hiking through lush forests, playing sports with your grandkids, or simply rising from a chair with ease. Yet, the harsh reality for many is that by 80, up to 50% of muscle mass can vanish compared to younger years. This isn't just a number, it's a condition called sarcopenia, silently stealing the independence of over 50 million seniors worldwide. Can you believe that every year more than 300,000 seniors end up in hospitals because of falls linked directly to weak muscles? It's heartbreaking to think about, but here's the exciting part. Muscle loss isn't a done deal. Research from the Journal of Physiology shouts loud and clear that you can fight back against this decline. Isn't that incredible? While many in their 70s struggle to climb stairs or stand without a helping hand, there's a group of extraordinary seniors, super ages they're called, who defy the odds. These folks don't just maintain muscle strength, they radiate the energy and look of people decades younger. Picture them outpacing younger folks in strength tests, hiking rugged trails, or even competing in sports well into their 90s. How do they do it? What's their secret sauce? Scientists at the Mayo Clinic have uncovered game-changing practices that slow down and sometimes even reverse muscle loss. Shockingly, 93% of older adults have no clue about these life-altering habits. Don't you want to be in the know? Harvard Medical School researchers have zeroed in on one practice so powerful it can rebuild muscle even in your 70s and 80s. Yet it's overlooked by so many doctors. Why is it that too many healthcare pros are still dishing out outdated advice that clashes with the latest science on staying strong as we age? Stick with me, because the first habit we'll uncover is probably something you're getting wrong every single day. It's a sneaky mistake that flips on genetic switches, speeding up muscle breakdown. Fixing this one thing could mean the difference between thriving independently or leaning on others as the years roll by. Isn't that worth a few minutes of your time? Before we jump into this journey, let me ask, where are you reading this from? Share it in the comments. I'd love to know. And if you find this inspiring, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more eye-opening tips. Ready? Let's dive in. First up, let's talk about something that sounds a bit wild. Hormetic stressors. Yep, you heard that right. Super ages in their 80s, bursting with strength, embrace practices that seem downright counterintuitive. They deliberately put their bodies through specific stresses. Scientists call them hormetic stressors that spark incredible benefits. Hormesis is all about low doses of something that's usually harmful in big amounts, making your muscles stronger. Can you imagine challenges actually making you tougher? The Buck Institute for Research on Aging has found that short bursts of these stresses kickstart protective responses in your cells. Not only do they keep your muscles intact, but they also boost their performance and growth, even in your 80s. One trick super ages swear by is temperature variation. Ever tried ending your shower with 30 to 60 seconds of cold water? It's a shock to the system, but it fires up brown fat, boosts mitochondrial growth, and releases adiponectin, a hormone that shields your muscles from breaking down. How cool is that? On the flip side, heat works wonders too. Think saunas or hot baths. These activate heat shock proteins that repair damaged muscle cells and slow protein breakdown. A Finnish study found that folks hitting the sauna 4 to 7 times a week saw 40% less muscle loss over 10 years compared to those who skipped it. Isn't that mind-blowing? Then there's intermittent fasting, or time-restricted eating, another hormetic gem. By eating within an 8 to 10-hour window each day, super ages trigger autophagy, a cellular cleanup crew that clears out damaged parts and upgrades muscle quality. The Salk Institute says this can improve muscle mitochondrial function by 10% in just 12 weeks, weight loss or not. And don't miss this, short, intense muscle contractions called overcoming isometrics. Picture pushing or pulling against something immovable for 5 to 10 seconds with all your might. These quick bursts send powerful signals to your muscle cells, keeping them strong without stressing your joints. Who knew such small efforts could pack such a punch? The magic of these stresses is their brevity, short and sweet with plenty of recovery time. Done right, they wake up longevity genes like SIRT1 and FOXO, which guard your muscles as you age. Start small, maybe a cold shower or a brief fast, and build up slowly. The goal is stress that's helpful, not overwhelming. Don't you love the idea of turning challenges into strength? Next up, let's talk protein timing, because it's not just about how much you eat, but when. As we age, our bodies get less efficient at using protein, a condition called anabolic resistance. A study in the Journal of Nutrition says seniors should spread protein across the day, not pile it all into one meal, like so many do at dinner. Why miss out on muscle-building chances? After every meal, your muscles get a 3 to 4 hour window to synthesize protein. Loading up only at night means you're skipping prime opportunities. The smart move? Aim for 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Swap out toast or cereal for eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie in the morning. For lunch and dinner, think lean meats, fish, dairy, or plant-based proteins like beans and lentils if you're vegetarian. This strategy can boost muscle protein synthesis by 25% compared to eating the same amount in fewer meals. A 12-week study at the University of Texas showed folks using this method gained 1.2 pounds of muscle without changing much else. Isn't it amazing how timing can transform your strength? Now, let's shine a light on vitamin D, the muscle vitamin. Did you know over 80% of seniors are deficient in it? This isn't just about bones. Vitamin D is a powerhouse for muscles. Harvard researchers say it activates genes that drive muscle protein synthesis and growth. Your muscle cells have special vitamin D receptors that, when switched on, fuel muscle development and maintenance. A study in JAMA Internal Medicine found seniors with optimal vitamin D levels had 25% more muscle strength than those with deficiencies, plus better balance, coordination, and reaction time. Key for avoiding falls. Super agers, vibrant into their 80s, keep their vitamin D above 40 ng per milliliter, while most seniors dip below 20 ng per milliliter, a deficient zone. Isn't that a wake-up call? So how do you boost your vitamin D? Sunlight helps, but as we age, our skin makes 50% less. The usual 600 IU daily recommendation? It's not enough. Studies suggest 2,000 to 4,000 IU daily, tailored to blood test results, is the sweet spot for most seniors. Add in vitamin D-rich foods like fatty fish, egg yolks, and fortified dairy, plus 15 to 20 minutes of midday sun when you can. Here's a heads up. Vitamin D works best with vitamin K2, which directs calcium to bones, not arteries. You'll find K2 in fermented foods and some animal products, but high vitamin D doses without K2 might risk arterial calcification. Talk to your doctor about a vitamin D test to hit that 40 ng per milliliter mark for muscle preservation. Don't you want to feel that strength surge? These habits are just the start, but they're game changers. From hormetic stressors like cold showers, saunas, and fasting, to strategic protein timing and vitamin D optimization, super agers show us what's possible. Why settle for less when you can thrive? Each small step, whether it's a protein-packed breakfast or a quick cold plunge, builds a stronger, more independent you. Imagine the joy of keeping up with life's adventures, from gardening to grandkid playtime, well into your later years. What's stopping you from trying one of these habits today? Share your thoughts. Which habit excites you most? And do you know any super agers in their 70s or 80s who inspire you? Let's keep this conversation going. Your story could spark someone else's journey to strength. Can you imagine bounding up the stairs or dancing with your grandkids well into your 80s, bursting with energy and strength? It's not just a dream. Super ages are living proof it's possible. A groundbreaking study in JAMA Internal Medicine revealed something astonishing. Seniors with optimal vitamin D levels boast 25% greater muscle strength than those with deficiencies. They're not just stronger, they've got better balance, sharper coordination, and quicker reaction times, key to dodging those scary falls that plague so many. Picture these vibrant super ages radiating vitality in their 80s, with vitamin D levels soaring above 40 nung per milliliter. Meanwhile, the average senior limps along below 20 nung per milliliter, stuck in the deficiency zone. Isn't it wild to think a simple nutrient could make such a massive difference? So how do you join the ranks of these super ages? Sunlight's a great start, but here's the kicker. As we age, our skin produces 50% less vitamin D. That measly 600 RU daily recommendation, it's nowhere near enough. Research shows most seniors need 2,000 to 4,000 RU daily, fine-tuned with the blood tests to hit that sweet spot. Boost your intake with delicious fatty fish, creamy egg yolks, or fortified dairy, and soak up 15 to 20 minutes of midday sun whenever you can. But wait, there's a crucial twist. Vitamin D teams up with vitamin K2, which steers calcium to your bones, not your arteries. You'll find K2 in tangy fermented foods like yogurt or savory animal products. But too much vitamin D without K2 might lead to arterial calcification. Don't let this sneaky detail trip you up. Talk to your doctor about a vitamin D blood test to push your levels past 40 nung per milliliter. Can't you just feel the strength building already? Now, let's talk about inflammation, because super ages have cracked the code on keeping it low. Chronic, low-grade inflammation, or inflammaging, is like a silent thief, breaking down muscle protein faster than your body can rebuild. It's a real troublemaker, blocking the signals that help muscles grow after exercise or protein meals. A Tufts University study dropped a bombshell. Seniors with high inflammation markers lose muscle mass 3 times faster than those with lower levels, no matter how much they exercise or eat protein. Isn't that shocking? Super ages, though, are out here thriving with smart anti-inflammatory strategies most folks overlook. First, they prioritize sleep like it's their superpower. 7 to 8 hours of deep, uninterrupted rest in pitch-dark rooms. Skimp on sleep and inflammatory cytokines can spike by 40%, tearing down your muscles. Who wants that? Gut health is another secret weapon. The University of California found that age-related changes in gut bacteria fuel systemic inflammation. Super ages load up on over 30 different plant foods weekly, from crisp veggies to hearty grains, and toss in probiotic-rich treats like yogurt, kefir, and sauerkraut. It's like a party for your gut. They also exercise with finesse. Moderate movement most days, with a sprinkle of high-intensity intervals, once or twice a week. Too much intense exercise can backfire, ramping up inflammation, but super ages keep it balanced. They top it off with anti-inflammatory powerhouses, 2 to 3 grams of omega-3 fatty acids daily from fatty fish or supplements, plus curcumin from golden turmeric and polyphenol-packed foods like juicy berries, soothing green tea, and rich extra virgin olive oil. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition says this combo can slash inflammatory markers by 29% in just 12 weeks. How incredible is that? Want to know how super ages stay so on top of inflammation? They track it with a simple blood test for high-sensitivity C-reactive protein, HACRP. These vitality champs keep levels below 1.0 milligrams per liter, while the average senior's levels are 3 to 5 times higher. Don't you want to be in that elite, low inflammation club? Next up, let's dive into the magic of targeted vitamins. Because super ages don't just focus on protein, carbs, and fats. They zero in on micronutrients that supercharge muscle function and protein synthesis. Without these, You could eat all the protein in the world and still lose muscle. Magnesium is a star player, dubbed the overlooked electrolyte by University of Vermont researchers. Over 70% of seniors are deficient in this mineral, which fuels over 300 enzymatic reactions for muscle health. A 2021 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors with enough magnesium had 30% stronger grip strength and better physical performance than those with even mild shortages. Isn't that a game changer? Superages pack their plates with magnesium-rich goodies like dark leafy greens, crunchy nuts, wholesome seeds, and even a square of dark chocolate. Yum! They often boost intake with the bioavailable supplements like magnesium glycinate or threonate. Then there's creatine, not just for gym buffs. McMaster University found that seniors taking 3 to 5 grams daily saw boosts in muscle mass, strength, and even brain power, outshining the benefits of strength training alone. It ramps up muscle energy and hydrates muscle cells, creating a growth-friendly environment. Methylated B12 is another unsung hero. Aging reduces B12 absorption, especially with meds like metformin or proton pump inhibitors stealing it away. Low B12 zaps muscle energy and nerve function, but superages opt for methylcobalamin, the active form, over the cheaper cyanocobalamin in most multivitamins. Why settle for the less? Don't forget mineral cofactors like zinc, selenium, and chromium. They're vital for protein synthesis and insulin sensitivity, ensuring nutrients reach your muscles. A Tufts University study showed seniors with adequate levels kept 22% more muscle mass over 5 years, compared to those with deficiencies. Superages skip generic multivitamins, getting micronutrient tests to tailor their supplements precisely. This personalized approach meets their unique needs without wasting a dime on unnecessary nutrients. Isn't it inspiring how they take charge of their health? Finally, let's explore neuromuscular junctions, the unsung heroes of muscle power. Muscle loss isn't just about fibers. It starts with the nerve-muscle connection that act like electrical outlets, sparking muscle movement. After 60, these junctions decline, weakening the brain's muscle signals no matter how much protein you eat or how often you exercise. It's a hidden hurdle, but superages have cracked it. They engage in precise, coordinated movements. Think Tai Chi, dance, tennis, or even ping pong. These activities strengthen neural connections, outdoing basic walking or standard strength training. A 2020 Journal of Physiology study found that seniors doing coordination-focused activities twice weekly preserved 31% more neuromuscular junctions than those sticking to traditional workouts. Superages also use compounds like alpha-lipoic acid and acetyl L-carnitine to shield nerve muscle links from oxidative damage. Special B1 variants like benphthiamine and huperzine A from Chinese club moss boost acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter that powers muscle activation. How cool is that? They even practice targeted breathing, like box breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4 for just 5 minutes daily, boosting muscle neural activation by 15%. A Columbia University study added a fascinating twist. Complex cognitive tasks, like puzzles or learning a new skill, enhance muscle function through neural pathways. By keeping these nerve-muscle connections strong, superages move with ease well into their 80s and beyond. Don't you want that kind of vitality? These habits, vitamin D optimization, inflammation control, targeted micronutrients, and neuromuscular care, are your ticket to thriving, not just surviving as you age. Why not start today? Pick one like a magnesium-rich snack or a quick breathing exercise and feel the difference. Share your favorite habit or any superages who inspire you. Let's keep this energy alive. Can you picture yourself at 80, bursting with energy, lifting groceries with ease, or dancing joyfully at a family wedding? That's the reality for super agers, seniors who defy aging with strength and vitality. A thrilling study from the University of Michigan reveals that these extraordinary folks enjoy far better health than typical seniors, thanks to vibrant nerve muscle connections. How do they do it? Researchers have uncovered game-changing methods to sustain and even revive these vital links, and I can't wait to share them with you. One powerful practice is all about movement that demands precision and coordination. Imagine flowing through Tai Chi in a serene park, twirling on a dance floor, smashing a tennis ball, or even battling it out in ping pong. These activities don't just keep you moving. They supercharge the neural pathways to your muscles, far outshining basic walks or standard gym routines. They force your nervous system to fire up muscle fibers in unique patterns, strengthening those critical neuromuscular junctions. Isn't it amazing how fun can fuel strength? A 2020 study in the Journal of Physiology dropped a jaw-dropping fact. Seniors who embraced coordination-heavy activities twice a week saw a 31% boost in preserving their neuromuscular junctions compared to those stuck with traditional workouts. That's a huge win for staying spry. Another secret weapon? Special compounds that protect nerve muscle connections. Alpha-lipoic acid and acetyl-L-carnitine act like shields against oxidative damage, keeping those links strong. Even more exciting, specific forms of vitamin B1, like benphthiamine and huperzine A from Chinese club moss, crank up acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter that sparks muscle action. Can you believe a nutrient could be so powerful? Super agers also tap into targeted breathing techniques to boost their vagus nerve, a key player in neuromuscular communication. Try box breathing. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. Just 5 minutes daily can ramp up muscle neural activation by 15%. Who knew breathing could be such a game changer? Here's something mind-blowing. Your brain and muscles are more connected than you think. A groundbreaking Columbia University study found that seniors who dive into complex cognitive tasks, like solving puzzles, learning a new language, or playing chess, see a big boost in muscle function. These mental challenges strengthen neuromuscular systems through intertwined neural pathways. By weaving these strategies, coordinated movements, protective compounds, breathing, and brain games, super agers keep their brains and muscles in sync, powering through their 80s and beyond with unstoppable energy. Don't you want that kind of zest for life? Now, let's talk about the ultimate habit that sets super agers apart. Progressive resistance training. Tufts University researchers call it the most effective anti-aging trick ever discovered, and for good reason. Unlike many seniors who stick to outdated routines, super agers train with precision protocols that tackle muscle loss head-on. Here's the hard truth. Muscles follow a use-it-or-lose-it rule, but simply strolling, doing water aerobics, or lifting the same light weights week after week won't cut it past 60. What makes super agers different? They prioritize intensity over time. McMaster University found that seniors hitting high-intensity resistance training, pushing to muscle failure twice a week, gained more muscle than those doing moderate workouts 5 days a week. Isn't that incredible? Reaching momentary muscle failure where you can't do another rep with perfect form is key. It sparks anabolic responses that keep muscle protein synthesis humming for up to 72 hours after your workout. Talk about a lasting impact. Super agers also focus on compound movements. Think squats, deadlifts, rows, presses, and pulls that fire up multiple muscle groups at once. These can be tailored to your mobility and joint needs, making them accessible yet powerful. Unlike isolation moves like bicep curls, compound exercises trigger a bigger hormonal boost, fueling strength. They also embrace progressive overload, gradually upping the weight or difficulty to keep muscles challenged. Stick with the same weights and your progress stalls. Super agers know better. tracking their routines and pushing for small, steady gains. How inspiring is their dedication? Another genius move? They emphasize the eccentric or lowering phase of exercises. Slowly lowering weights creates intense muscle tension while being gentle on joints. A perfect combo for older adults. Studies show this approach is a strength-building superstar. A University of Alabama study brought jaw-dropping results. 70-year-olds doing progressive resistance training gained 3.3 pounds of muscle and a whopping 35% strength increase in just 12 weeks. But wait, there's more. These folks also saw better blood sugar control, stronger bones, and sharper minds. Who wouldn't want those perks? This method works wonders, even if you're starting later in life, proving it's never too late to get strong. So what's the biggest mistake seniors make? Believing resistance training is risky or irrelevant. That's a dangerous myth. Skipping it lets muscle mass slip away, raising the risk of frailty, falls, and lost independence. If you take one thing from this, let it be this. Progressive resistance training is your ticket to thriving. Start with a trainer to nail proper form, begin at a level that matches your fitness, and build from there. Just 2 30-minute sessions a week can reshape how you age. Can't you feel the empowerment already? These habits, coordinated movements, neuroprotective compounds, breathing techniques, cognitive challenges, and intense resistance training are the blueprint for super-age's strength. Together, they form 7 science-backed strategies that let 80-year-olds rival the vigor of folks decades younger. Why not start today? Pick the habit that feels easiest, maybe a few minutes of box breathing or a Tai Chi class, and watch the magic unfold. The choices you make now will pay off in spades, keeping you strong, independent, and ready for life's adventures. Imagine the joy of chasing grandkids, gardening, or traveling without limits. What's holding you back from joining the Super Ager Club? Share your thoughts. Which of these habits are you already rocking? And which one surprised you most? Do you know any 70 or 80-year-olds who inspire you with their strength? Drop your stories in the comments. I'm all ears and eager to hear how you're embracing this vibrant journey. Thank you for joining me. Let's keep pushing for a stronger, bolder future. I'm genuinely inspired by the Super Ager's zest for life. And it fuels my belief that aging doesn't have to mean decline. It can be a vibrant, powerful chapter. The practices highlighted, from progressive resistance training to mindful breathing, scream a truth we often ignore. Our lifestyle choices shape our future. Why settle for frailty when we can embrace strength and independence? I'm passionate about shattering the myth that intense exercise or targeted nutrition is too risky for seniors. It's heartbreaking to think fear holds people back from thriving. Socially, we must champion accessible fitness programs and education on micronutrients like vitamin D and magnesium, especially for older adults. It's infuriating that outdated medical advice persists, leaving so many unaware of these life-changing habits. Let's celebrate and support Super Agers, creating communities where everyone feels empowered to move, eat, and think in ways that spark vitality. I dream of a world where every senior feels unstoppable, chasing grandkids or dancing into their 80s with joy. These habits aren't just science. They're a call to live boldly, and I'm all in for that revolution.